Yo guys, what's up? It's your man Low Pro Breaks, and today I'm going to show you guys how to list on eBay. Everybody has their own way of doing it, but I've sort of created my own technique, which works fairly well. I average anywhere between 1 and 20 sales a day, and I'm going to show you how to list low-end cards and how I list my medium to high range cards. All right, so let's start with a 2020 Prism Base Jordan Love rookie. Here it is right here. Pop it on the eBay. Let's see, the last one sold for about $7. A lot of time too, I also like to see what they're selling for. So let's take a look at that real quick. All right, so there's one for $10 with $1.25 shipping. Here's one for 10 with $2 shipping. There's one for 13. So I'd have to say the top being 13 and the low range of it just being sold at about 7. And there's one listed right there, 3 days. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Because for me, I'm not desperate to sell, but I like to have my lines out there. So here, we're going to click on this one for 7. I did see one for $4 that got sniped, I guess. All right, so we're going to sell one like this, like the $7 one here. All right, let's take our photos. I always try to have them in high light. Oh, take photos. There we go. So let's see if I can get a really good photo of this in good light. Here, I'll push it back a little bit so you guys can see it really well. Sometimes the way my light angles too. I don't like how it makes the corner disappear like that. So here we'll take the picture and boom. Take a second picture, flip it, and boom. All right. So now that I have this card here, I personally, I don't know, I guess it's preference. I like to have the name of the card first. So we're going to go with, I feel like it just looks more professional. Is it a big deal? Probably not. But I think when people are looking at listings, it looks better. Okay, so 2020 Panini Prism, Jordan Love. Jordan Love. Rookie, Green Bay, and I'll put base, just so they know it's the base rookie, not the silver. All right, there we go. There's our listing, our description. We'll go condition, near pack or better, not professionally graded. All right, we'll scroll down. All this is filled out. I'll use the AI description, even though hardly anybody ever really reads the description. Whoop. All right, and we'll scroll down here. Okay, so here's where things get interesting, right? So buy it now, medium sold price, they're saying is $6. So what I like to do is I like to mark it up. I'll mark it to $12.99. That might be a little bit high. But then I'll come back on the more options and go to offers and I'll drop it below to where one sold for 7. I saw some selling for 3 or 4. I would let it go for say 450. What the heck? So a little bit on the lower end there, and we meet about in the middle. And the reason I start high is because it gives them wiggle room to bring it down. But then sometimes people just want to buy outright, don't want to wait on auction, see it in a sponsored ad, and just click and pay you what you want for it. So I give myself a chance to get paid what I would like for the card, obviously between the higher end side of it, what it's been selling, and I drop a little bit below that, and then I can determine what I want to sell it for. Okay, so now we're going to preferences. I always go to this part of preferences and require immediate payment. I hate waiting for payments on cards. It's irritating once they bid or whatever. All right, so for me, I've done enough business. I get to use this promoted listing. So eBay always tries 14% plus the regular added fees they already ask. So what I'll do is I hit select custom, and I always like to sit in the 3.5 range. I feel like it's just enough to be seen, but at the same time, not going to get gouged on it either. So there we go, 3.5, enough to stand out, but not at the same time give eBay all of my money that I make on the card. All right, so now we'll list the item at 3.5. Oh, I got to go back to shipping. What was I thinking? View this listing. I'm going to have to revise it. I need to handle my shipping. Jump the gun. Okay, come on, pull it up, pull it up. There we go. Revise this listing. Sorry about that. The shipping thing is also very important. So because this card is under $20, I like to use the eBay envelope, the shipping envelope. So yeah, that right there, 5, $6 to ship. You know what I mean? People aren't gonna want to pay $4 for the card and $6 to ship it. So you're gonna lose sales that way. So what I do is I go to package details. I click this, don't know the details. Then I'll go to UPS Ground Advantage and I'll go eBay Standard Envelope. Oh yeah, it likes to move like that. There we go, Standard Envelope. And then I'll go to shipping cost and I'll charge them $1.50 to ship it. And the reason I charge that is because I also use these Armalope envelopes, which are nice for sending cards and keeping them from getting damaged. So I think eBay will charge for the postage stamps like 68, 69 cents or something like that. So then it gives me a little bit of wiggle room right there to cover my envelope and to make a little bit of profit because I know that people are going to always try to get the card for cheaper. So now that my shipping is fixed, $1.50, eBay standard envelope, and everything looks good on that one with a 3.5 ad. So bang, revise it. All right, so the way that I would ship this card, if I had to ship it, if it's sold or whatnot, is I'd of course print out the tracking and then I put it in an envelope. A lot of time I'll put a piece of painter's tape here, just so that the card can't slide out. These are good. They're better than regular envelopes, but it's still a little bit flimsy. So, you know, cards could still get damaged, but I'd rather, if I tape it, the card can't slide out. Pop it in here, you know, seal it closed, and, you know, tape the, what do you call the shipping label on there. So that's what I would do for a card under $20. So now what we're going to check out is a card that's over $20 or should be over $20, which I'm not actually, this card's not actually for sale. I'm prepping this one to grade because I do have a PSA 10 of this, but I think this one has a good chance. Centering is good and everything. So here's a Kobe Bryant Topps rookie. So we're going to pretend to sell or list this one, and then I'll just take it off of the listing. All right, so we'll call that a more high-end card, I guess. What year was that? Kobe was a rookie in 96. So 96 Topps Kobe rookie. All right, so let's go look for 1996 Topps Kobe Bryant. All right. Let's see. Here's one for 25 bucks. So it's over the $20 mark, so you can't ship it for 20 or less. Here's one for 50. Okay, so let's take a look at what Kobe was. And the PSA 10 of that sells for $1,000 bucks. So I'm hoping to get a 10 on it. All right, so this one right here sold for 70. That one sold for 70 bucks. Let's see, where's another Kobe? That one's an 8.5 and it sold for 75. There's a PSA 9 for 130. There's a foil for 275. That's crazy. All right, so we'll go to this one right here. All right, so I want to sell one like that. We'll go through all the listing stuff, you know, take the pictures. Well, anyway, instead of, well, what the hell, I'll just do it. And then I'll just take down this listing or not post it. All right, so there's Kobe. Good lighting, good centering. Show the card the best that I can. There we go. Bango. Okay. This is really basic too. So I put rookie, Hall of Fame, HOF. You don't have to put too much detail, but I like to add some. Lakers. All right, so better chance of getting some hits on there based upon the search parameters. All right, so condition, we're going to say it's not, but it is in near mint because it's super clean. All right, go in here, description, parallel, no, it's just the base. So let's see if it'll allow me to see the base. Yes. Scroll down, autographed, it is not. Card name, Topps rookie. Just put the card name. I guess all details help. All right, so pinwheel's full, good. Gonna list an AI description. Done. Pricing for the item. All right, so we saw it was selling for like 70. So sometimes, depending on, you know, how you feel, I am going to double the price because I'm not really desperate to sell it at all. So I'll put it at $149.99, right? And then I'll drop my offers to about, we'll say 40. If I'm real desperate, I can take 40 for it if I need the money or whatever, you know. And it still is within the bounds of the last one selling, you know, one of them selling between 30 and 80 bucks or whatever. So there we go. We got that priced. Now for this is where I get a little bit crazy sometimes. For some of my more high-end cards, I will charge 7 or 8 bucks. So here, we'll put 8 bucks in here because I know they're going to come down in price and probably not buy it for my buy it now. So I'm going to try to catch on the back end through my shipping because it's only going to charge me 5 or 6 bucks to ship it, but I still feel like I could get a couple more bucks by just adding to my shipping. Plus I do bubble mailers and stuff like that as well. So there we go. 8 bucks to ship it. Preferences, remember, immediate payment, please. Promote listing. I'm going to go back in my 3.5 if you get to this point where you can use promoted listings, which does help you pop out a little bit more. But then eBay definitely does take their cut because they'll charge you this ad rate and then on top of that their regular fees, which is crazy. Plus I have premium eBay, so I pay 20 bucks a month. Yeah, eBay just rakes you. All right, so there it is, and I would list the item. But like I said, I'm not going to list this because it's not for sale. It's going to PSA. So for shipping of this, more of a high-end card, should I have sold it, I get thicker cardboard and cut out the squares. I have like this little top stock, and I'll usually just measure out my squares with the top stock. And I'll take it between 2 pieces here. We'll take some of this painter's tape. I mean, I'm sure you guys know how to do this or have done this before, but I've noticed it just helps to protect the card because first, I don't want it getting bounced back because it got damaged because of bad shipping. Because then you got to pay the money back and you lose the money on the shipping, and it's just, yeah, it'd be a big pain in the butt dealing with returns. So I try to keep, you know, I send cards like how I'd want my cards to be sent. All right, pop it in one of these big bubble mailers. Then I'll do like the little roll and fold and seal. And then I'll usually put the label, once I print out the label, over this. It'll either be lengthwise like this, or I'll put the tracking number this way and bend it around. That way it's sort of sealed, right? It's sealed, but then the label keeps it sealed too so that nobody can get to it and open it. So yeah, that's how I ship some of my higher end stuff. And like I showed you guys, using the Armalopes for some of the lower end stuff. You can get these on eBay for cheap, like 100 of them for like 20 bucks or something like that, or maybe even less, depends. They just look really good and they're professional. And you're not being too cheap either by just throwing them inside of a standard envelope like one of these and watching the card just get absolutely decimated and destroyed. So yeah, definitely if you guys are interested in that, and hopefully that was helpful. All right, take it easy. Low Pro out.